Hi, I'm Dave Casey, founder of the Innovation Leaders Club. In this video, we'll be looking at how some industries are leveraging their external ecosystem ultimately to increase their innovation capacity. In the Innovation Leaders Club, what is interesting is we have multiple industries, and that's really interesting to compare how they use external ecosystem. If you look at the aerospace industries or the automobile industries, they're really good at using their external ecosystem, the overall supply chain, in order to innovate. So they share risk with the overall supply chain. While some other industries, it looks like who's at the end of the value chain takes all the risk, and ultimately they have lower innovation capacity. So let's look at how some industries are doing, and let's challenge ourselves. What kind of objective should we establish when it comes to work with external ecosystems? So let's have a look.
This video from the Innovation Leaders Club will explore how some industries leverage their innovation ecosystem to increase their innovation capacity. Multiple industries leverage their innovation system to integrate more innovation into their products, thereby creating more unique offerings. This can enhance their innovation capacity by utilizing their suppliers' resources to meet their needs. We have developed a 60-page visual guidebook on how to develop an innovation strategy. It is a fully illustrated step-by-step guide to building the foundation of an innovation system. Click the link in the description below to download it for free. Let's discuss multiple sectors that can make very good use of their ecosystem to innovate. They share the risk of innovation investment, but they also share profitability coming from innovation business outcomes. There are numerous industries that use their ecosystem to innovate. One of the best examples is the electronics sector. Prior to fabricating their own chips, the iPhone used to be powered by Samsung or Intel chips and other components. This also applies for the modem, camera module, microphone, and touchscreen controller, which are also outsourced from various suppliers around the world. Leveraging suppliers' strengths enables the company to create a product that is superior in the end. Hence, the major role played by Apple focuses on its vision to ensure worthy contributions to the product. Next is aerospace. When Bombardier, a Canadian airplane manufacturer, decided to develop the C-Series, now the A220 of Airbus, they met with all of their partners, suppliers, and potential vendors. It is comparable to speed dating, in which they meet their potential partners and identify who is suitable to be part of the development. Their request was simple: to meet with them if they had anything that could help them reach their goals. Among the objectives include the presentation of a vision to aid the development of an airplane that would be approximately 50% less nitrogen emitted and 20% more fuel efficient. As a result, the engine was developed by Pratt & Whitney, the landing gear by Liebherr, and so on for all the other main parts. Interestingly, when you have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish, you can boost your innovation capacity by using your external innovation ecosystem and speed your time to market as an outcome. Finally, another sector that uses the ecosystem to innovate is the automobile sector. Car manufacturers are known as aggregators. They integrate parts from various suppliers to create a substantial product. Let's take a look at Tesla, one of the most innovative car manufacturers in the world. Tesla is recognized for working with its ecosystem. Being one of the first car manufacturers in the electric sector, they found an almost uncharted territory in intellectual property. Hence, they patented everything they could to protect their inventions. Such an approach will eventually be profitable since the organization is protecting its edge in a lucrative market. Initially, this strategy was ideal when Tesla was only manufacturing the Roadster and Model S. The cars were being sold at premium prices, thus covering the high cost of its low-volume parts.
Next, we'll be looking at an interesting case study with Tesla. It was back in 2014. Tesla was trying too much innovating internally. So in fact, they were spending too much and not relying enough with the external ecosystem. So ultimately, they were facing some issue, and they were limiting their suppliers to be able to use some of their innovation in order to increase volume and create an economy of scale on some component, because they were committed to deliver only to Tesla. So let's have a look at how is innovating with the ecosystem it's key, and how it is key also to create volume in order to generate economy of scale. Let's have a look.
Tesla's patent strategy aimed to protect their technology and in turn prevented other large auto manufacturers from using them. However, this proved to be counterproductive, as it also halted them from benefiting through a much bigger economy of scale. This became evident when they aimed to manufacture the Model 3 at a more affordable price point, but were unable to do so. Thus, in 2014, Elon Musk recognized the issue and candidly explained in a letter on Tesla's blog his decision to change its approach by opening their patent portfolio to everyone. From some club members' opinion, it was the only way to lower the costs by promoting a higher volume of generic components to become profitable with their newer models targeting the mass market.
In 2020, the main topic for the Innovation Leaders Club discussion was about optimizing the innovation ecosystem. So what is interesting, it's the different club members went through an exercise to map the current innovation ecosystem and ultimately look for opportunities to optimize their overall ecosystem. And one of the things that we challenged ourselves into optimizing, it was to increase the capacity through the external. So ultimately, we ended up setting an objective of having at least the same equivalent of innovation capacity externally that we have internally. So what is interesting with this approach, it's when you get to, let's say if you have a 10 full-time equivalent internally, and then you can also rely on 10 full-time equivalent externally. And in some cases, let's say if you're using suppliers or other partners, you don't even pay them, like we're just sharing risk. So what is really interesting is when you convince your management team to increase innovation headcount internally. So if you say, okay, we had a new employee, knowing that we can also leverage external capacity. If we had one new employee, ultimately it's like we're increasing the capacity of two. So it's a leveraging approach, and some industries are really good at that. Some industries, they can even leverage more than that, especially when it comes to research. They can have one person internally and ultimately working with universities and other industrial or partners groups at research level. Sometimes I see leveraging 1 to 10, but that's really at the research level when we get public money involved in this. But when it gets to the working with other organizations that are and for developing innovation, not necessarily research or science research level, 1 to 2 is a reasonable leveraging target we should set. So let's look what we did with the club members back in 2020.
There are various objectives in reviewing the innovation ecosystem. Let's suggest one objective which can be easily quantified. Every year, most club members make a constant effort to increase internal innovation resources to innovate more. However, it can be a challenge to justify them. What if it could be faster and more realistic to increase your capacity by increasing the overall innovation ecosystem? As an example, when a customer calls you for help, you devote resources to help him. On the other hand, do you contact your suppliers to let them know how they could help you with your innovation plan? Here's the good news. There is capacity sitting in your supplier's office, and they are willing to work with you. Also, are you involving the client who has expressed their need to invest time and in some cases money in the development? An example of a client's investment in time is in testing the innovation. Also, after a launch, they could support your commercialization by serving as a technological showcase for your market. Some club members would say, if a client is not willing to invest time in supporting the development, it means he doesn't have a real need for it. This is why some club members' management teams will not approve a development plan unless at least one significant client has provided a firm purchasing commitment based on the concept being proposed. A simple objective you can set for your organization is to have at least 50% of your innovation capacity coming from your external ecosystem. This would mean for every dollar or euro you invest, the external ecosystem would invest the equivalent. This is called leveraging 1 to 2, meaning for every unit invested from the organization, it generates 2. Interestingly, there are some club members, through a joint venture or scientific research, who are able to leverage 1 to 10. But let's target 1 to 2 as a minimum to start with.
I hope you highlight this video. It is one of the videos that we have for the innovation ecosystem. So if you would like to know more how to map, how to manage, how to optimize an innovation ecosystem, look through our different videos and you will see that we'll have some more. Ultimately, leveraging the internal and the external ecosystem to increase capacity, it's what is the target you should be aiming at. People tend to add resources, more and more headcounts, but the real question is how can we do more with the actual resources? So let's enjoy the other videos if you have time.
If you haven't already done so, you can get your hands on our popular 60-page visual guidebook for free. Click the link in the description below. Don't hesitate to watch the next video to learn even more about innovation management practices.